Well, guys, I had about a pound of hamburger, about a pound and a half of hamburger, or ground beef. I always call it hamburger, in the refrigerator that I needed to cook. So I've crumbled it up. I put it in my pot, and I'm going to brown it. I did sprinkle in onion powder, garlic salt, pepper, and some seasonings in there, and I will put Italian seasoning in it as well. See what I did was got basil, I got basil that I'm going to add, and I've got Italian seasoning that I'm going to add to it. Usually I would go out in the yard and get some fresh basil to go in it, but it's been raining, so I don't want to go out in the rain to do that. But I started to video this at the last minute because I wasn't sure I was going to video it. But this is my version of basically Spanish rice. I browned my ground beef first. And I usually put anywhere from a pound to a pound and a half, depending on how much rice I want to make in it, and I brown it all first. But we'll get that good and browned because we got more stuff to add to it. I've got chopped tomatoes. These are some out of the garden. I've got chopped tomatoes and onions that I'm going to add to it later. Just put that out there. And I've got my rice, which I'm not ready to add it yet. We're also going to add a bay leaf, because this is the Italian style Spanish rice. I think I'll put 2 bay leaves in there. And you know you don't eat the bay leaf, it's just for seasoning. So far I've got 2 bay leaves, a pound and a half of ground beef. I've got about 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon or half a teaspoon of garlic salt. You can use regular garlic powder and then just add salt. I use the garlic powder or the garlic salt, and then I don't add extra salt. I've got my Italian seasoning in there. You can season it the way you like it, but that just gives you a ballpark figure of what I put in there. But this is a dish that I grew up eating. Gonna brown that just a little bit more. But this is a great comfort dish. If you like rice and you like ground beef, this is a simple, easy dish to make. Yeah, this is what I grew up calling Spanish rice. But I know it's Italian style because my mom came from an Italian family. So everything had like an Italian flair to it, even Mexican food. Get my other cup here. I'm going to add 2 cups of my chopped tomatoes and onions that I had in here. And I just will use that little bit because there's not enough to even mess with. But I'm going to add my 2 cups. I'm going to add 1 cup of flour. I mean, not flour. Let me get this stirred up and get it to boiling first. I get ahead of myself, y'all. I don't know why I do that. Get in a hurry, I guess. But yeah, we're going to add the 2 cups of our chopped tomatoes with onions. Now, you can, if you want, chop your onions up and brown them with your beef. And then just add your chopped tomatoes later, 2 cups. Bring that to a good boil, and I may even have to add a little bit of water, I'm not sure. Might just do that, about 1/4 cup of water to make up for the tomatoes that are in pieces. I'm going to bring that to a boil. And why is it things never boil or get in a hurry when you're watching them? And it seemed like it never happens. Sometimes I add thinly sliced sausage rounds to my beef when I'm browning it. Sometimes I don't, but I had 1.5 pounds of beef, so I didn't really need to add any other type of meat in this. Yeah, those tomatoes were cold because they were in the refrigerator where I had chopped them up and put them in that bowl, in that jar. Now it's starting to come to a rolling boil. Now we're going to add our rice. That was 1 cup of rice. Stir it in well. Let it come to a rolling boil again. Turn your heat down as low as it will go and put your lid on. We're going to leave it for like 10 to 15 minutes until the rice is done, and we'll come back. Well, we're back. We're going to check our rice. I think it's done. I've turned it off. Let me do a taste test to see if the rice is done. That's good, y'all. Now we're just going to fix us a quick piece of Texas toast. Some people call this campfire toast. I call it's the Texas toast because it's a little thicker than normal bread, so it doesn't fit in my toaster. It gets stuck. So I fix it in the frying pan. just the same way you do campfire toast. Put a big gob of butter in there and put your toast in. Didn't let it get quite hot enough, but it's an easy way to butter your bread without having to butter both sides of it before you put it in the pan. Because there you go. And if you want garlic toast, you can just sprinkle your garlic on your bread while you got it in the pan. Just like I'm getting ready to do. Can't see it coming out, but and I'm only going to put the garlic on powder on one side because I think I got enough on that one side. It's like my camera's a little tilted, but I don't guess that matters. I skipped breakfast this morning, so I'm going straight to lunch. Get our pot back over here. And I'm just going to take my fork. That's the way I usually do my toast, is just cut it with a piece of fork. I mean, cut it with a fork, not a piece of fork. And we're going to scoop up some of this Spanish rice, Italian style. Won't that look good? And like I said, you don't eat the bay leaf. And as an added little bonus, well, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Back this up a little bit. But I got my Texas toast. I got my rice, And I've got some Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Just like that. And there you go. Whoops. There is my Spanish rice, Italian style. I got garlic Texas toast and my Spanish rice, Italian style. And I'll guarantee you it's good. It is really good. And I'm having trouble with my camera. But let's take a bite, taste test of this. You got that ground beef in there. You got the tomatoes, the onions, the spices. Open wide, take a big bite. Go ahead, y'all. Open wide. Mmm. That is so good, y'all. Y'all take a big bite with a big hunk of beef on there. It's real good. Y'all have to try this. It's so easy, so simple, and it's so good. Mmm. Mmm. How easy was that? Mmm. Have a bite of toast. Mmm. Well, y'all, I'm going to end my video because there's my Spanish rice, Italian style, with my garlic Texas toast. Try it. I think you'll like it. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye now. Love y'all.